Family, in the middle of a situation in South Africa where South Africans are crying and they are shouting that, look, we don't want any foreigner in our country. If you're a foreigner, you are not South African. You need to leave our country. Yes. If you're a white person, that one, you are welcome. One way or the other, you're not a foreigner in South Africa. But black from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and whatever it is, you need to leave our country, South Africa. In the middle of this conversation, South Africa is faced with a new problem. According to report, I will focus a little bit on my screen this time. A chartered flight of 153 Palestinians from Gaza landed in South Africa. The plane landed at O.R. Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg. This plane came, according to report, via Nairobi, Kenya. Now, according to the Border Management Authority, BMA, many of the travelers lack the travelers on board. They lack key documentation, no exit stamp, no confirmed accommodation in South Africa, and no return ticket. When they arrived, things were not clear, so they were held on the plane, according to reports, for about 12 hours. So the border authority refused to allow them off immediately because of the documentation issues. When they were on board, conditions were reportedly very harsh. The plane became very hot. I don't know how. Children became very uncomfortable. They begin to cry, and they have limited food, water. This is a report according to NGO. Now, some were eventually admitted in South Africa. Some left for other countries. What it means is that 130 of the group were allowed to stay in South Africa under a 90-day visa exemption. 23 people from that flight reportedly continued to other destination. Which other destination? I don't know. But this is what the report said. 23 of these people continue to other destination. This is where there's a problem with the whole thing, but we'll come back to that. Now, the Gift and Givers, this is the name of a South Africa NGO. This NGO has intervened. They offer accommodation and support for the admitted Palestinians, those who are in South Africa currently as we speak, before the 23 left. The South Africa government is currently investigating this whole, problem, this whole wahala. President Cyril Ramaphosa said there will be probe into how this flight was organized. In addition to that, he said because of the situations confronting the people of Palestinians, they cannot return them. They need to allow them into the country. Also, detail confirmed that the Home Affairs Minister of South Africa confirmed that there is a complete discrepancy in the travelers' documentation, and he said further verification is ongoing to find out why the documents are not, there's so much wahala around it. Things are not clear with their documentation. Currently, we don't know how they take off, who organized the whole thing. Now, so the absence of certain elements in their travel papers were waged against humanitarian grounds, leading to their eventual admission. So they consider that, okay, for humanitarian purpose, let's admit them. Now, this is the controversy about who organized this trip containing people who landed in South Africa from nowhere. The Palestinian embassy, according to reports, in South Africa, the Palestinian embassy in South Africa accused the trip of being organized by an unregistered organization that exploited Palestinian families. According to some sources, an Israeli military official said a group called Al-Maj arranged the transport from Gaza to Israel via border crossing, then to Kenya, and then to South Africa. So there's a problem here. There's a solid problem. And there are fear also from groups, right groups, that this could be part of a big push or a big agenda to relocate Palestinians out of Gaza. The good thing also is that the Palestinian Foreign Ministry expressed gratitude to the South Africa government for, first of all, allowing entry of these people, and for looking at the fact that these people, they are facing serious situations. But they also reconfirmed concern that the organizing body deceived families in an irregular and irresponsible manner. So it means these people who came, they were deceived. into the plane without proper documentation, and they landed somehow. They moved from Gaza to Kenya and then landed in South Africa, and some are even continue the journey. No, there's a problem somewhere. Something is definitely not right. Now, according to South Africa's Home Affairs Minister, none of these people, 153 people, apply for asylum, at least so far as we speak. Their admission was processed under visitor visa on humanitarian grounds. Right, they not that they are refugees or asylum status, no, but visitors visa and humanitarian ground. One of the reasons why South Africa government, even if they are not comfortable with this situation, they need to accept these people, is because I'm trying to ask the question why Kenya did not accept them and they landed there. But well, why South Africa cannot, and even if it's an agenda behind to push them to South Africa, they know South Africa cannot reject it, because South Africa has been publicly critical of the country that we don't mention their name. You know them already, and they have supported the Palestinians cause very strongly. So rejecting Palestinians is going to reflect a double standard. It means you are supporting them, you are not supporting them. After we thought you are the one supporting them and all that, now they come to your country, you are rejecting them. So you are forced under that posture to accept them. Now, this whole thing comes with diplomatic and security complexity, family. The fact that many of these people didn't have exit stamp from anywhere at all is very, very tricky. Seriously tricky, and we think the South Africa government need to do much work to make sure that they know where these people come from, because it is very serious. Looking at the future risk, possible risk, accepting people into your country in the near future, they give birth and they multiply. What they become is a different thing altogether. We have that pattern in the world going on. Now, the question we are asking is this: looking at the potential risk, that one you know already, I will not go about it. Because when people come to your country, they multiply. These people, you accept them into your country, and along the line, maybe they accept to stay. You can't reject them. They will multiply, and at the end of the day, their children will grow and their community will be built, and something will happen along the line. I'm just saying, maybe something can happen. It has happened before. We are seeing, it happened. Even South Africa have a situation like that. Currently, children of foreigners are claiming land in South Africa because they grew up and say, like, this is our home. Yeah? So South Africa, you are going to have part 2. All right, but anyway, this is a posture, let's say a good gesture to accept and help people. But at the end of the day, in helping people, we must be very, very careful. Now, the critical question is, how is Operation Dudula going to handle this situation? Those of you who don't know, Operation Dudula. You are not a South African, go back to your home, go back to your home. You are not a South African, all foreigners must go back to their home. You must not go to hospital. Our hospitals will not give you medication. Our nurses will not attend to you. The doctors are here for South Africans. We are not going to allow you go back to your home. That group, they call them Dudula, Operation Dudula, all right? Those of you who don't know what Operation Dudula is and why we are asking the question how they are going to handle the situation is that Operation Dudula is a grassroots nationalist movement in South Africa. This group claim to protect South Africans first, just like American first. They are South African first. This is a group that target undocumented, let's put the right word. They said undocumented. Okay, but at the end of the day, when they go to places, they don't ask whether you have papers or not. In some cases, once you're not South Africans, you go. But this is what the group is about. Now, it target undocumented foreign nationals. When you are coming from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, especially Nigeria. Some Nigerians also, they are doing some very bad things there. Yeah, etc., etc., etc. Once you are coming from any African country, Operation Dudula will come for you. The members of this operation, they conduct community patrols. They move around the community, confronting foreigners who own shops, pressure landlords. These people, they give pressure to landlords not to rent to foreigners. Yes, they go to hospitals and then sack foreigners from the hospitals and claim that the hospital is there to favor or to serve South Africans. Once you're not South Africans, you are out. I posted some of those videos. What are they claim? Why are they behaving like this? They claim that foreigners are taking their jobs. The jobs meant for South Africans, foreigners are taking it. Illegal immigration are fueling crimes in their country. So these people who come to their country, especially, I will not mention some of our brothers from some of our African countries, criminal activities going on. Whenever they arrest the criminals, their name pop up. Yeah. They are complaining that these people are fueling drug trafficking and unemployment because they are taking the job of South Africans. The South Africans are not getting jobs in the country. This group accused the government of failing to enforce immigration law, so they are operating on their own. In videos, you see this group, they march against businesses employing non-South Africans. If you are operating business in South Africa and you employ somebody who is not a South African, you employ a foreigner, they will march against you. They do door-to-door checks to demand proof of residency or immigration document. The government of South Africa is not in support of this. The authority of South Africa, let's be factual, they have condemned the group as vigilantism. Several of the activists of this group have been arrested for intimidation, public violence, or unlawful operations. Human rights groups call them xenophobic. Yeah, but at the end of the day, many of the ordinary South Africans, however, they support this group a lot because of the frustration with the unemployment and the crime rate caused by foreigners in their country. So how are these people going to handle this new problem in migration? This is a mysterious migration. The plane arrived mysteriously. 150 plus people landed in South Africa. They can decide to stay. Your government will not sack them. How are you going to deal with them? They will definitely work in South Africa. Are you going to sack them? Are you going to tell people not to employ them? Or because their skin is not black, they are not foreigners? We are just asking. Because one thing is that Operation Dudula never, come after any white people in South Africa who is a foreigner. You can't tell me there are not white people who are foreigners in South Africa, but they only go after black people. So how are they going to handle this situation? Now, aside that, these people, that some of them have continued their journey, where are they going to? Is this an agenda to secretly, a country that we don't mention, to secretly load people from the Middle East to countries that you say you are supporting them, Okay, since you're supporting them, let's load them to you so that they stop dying here. Is that the agenda right now? Ghana also, we are going to be here and then a plane will land in our country with hundreds of Palestinians. We don't know where they come from. Will Nigeria be there and the Palestinians will land in plane? Will Zimbabwe be there and Palestinians will land in their plane? Ivory Coast will be there and Palestinians will land. What are we going to see next? Because the landing of the plane in South Africa is mysterious. How are we going to handle it? Well, let me leave that in the comment section. I don't know what this is about, but this looks very, very fictitious.